Hey, man, we got a Club Car DS here. Customer complaining about it leaking oil. And you can look on the ground. You can see it's definitely leaking oil. And always remember this about an oil leak. It always comes from the highest spots. So even though you see it, let me see. Even though you see it leaking right there, see it leaking there, it's always leaking from the highest point. We're just going to, let's see. And see how it's wet at the front? When you're driving the car, the wind is pushing the oil back. So you always go to your farthest part toward the front. Which is right here. So we're gonna look up. And you can see the oil, like the oil filter's leaking. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna crank it up. And I'm gonna take it and let y'all see exactly if it's leaking under the oil filter. I'm gonna crank it up. You can hear the muffler. I got it neutral. Tell me the oil filter needs to be changed. So what we're going to do there, let me get a oil filter. So what we're going to do is take this off here. I'm going to put a rag under it to catch the oil that's in it. And then take it off, let's see. And it was pretty tight, man, so I don't know what it was leaking for. Yeah, I don't see no cut, nothing like that. No flat spot in it. So then, I'm gonna take the new oil filter, take all the oil off my hands. This oil to O-ring. Trying to hear, Travis? Can you see down here? Mm-hmm. What we're gonna do is take the oil filter lip where the oil filter mounts to, and clean it off and make sure there's no O-ring stuck to it. I'm gonna light this bunch of shit right here. Let me get a file here. What I'm gonna do is find a bunch of junk on the bottom of it. What I'm gonna do is take some 400 grit sandpaper, pretty fine, and just sand it down. Take it, scratch it up all the way around, get all that junk off. The customer said somebody serviced this. He might have did it himself, or some other business, ain't no telling. Then you want to take it, wipe it off, make sure no shavings get inside the hole here, because you don't want nothing to get in the oil and end up ruining your engine. I'm gonna take that, put carburetor clean every day. Any carburetor clean, Travis?
No.
We'll take the carburetor cleaner, but we don't have none. So now what I'm gonna do is take the oil filter, and just remember now, you don't have to He-Man this. It's a rubber O-ring, so the rubber O-ring is going to seal it. I'm gonna take it, wrap the towel around it, because my hand has oil on it. I'm gonna just tighten it up. I'm just gonna snug it. All right. All right, I'm gonna sit down there and shine up under the oil filter, see if it leaks from on the ground. Yeah, that way you can see it too. Alright, I'm gonna crank her back up, see what she does. There's no sense of pouring oil in the oil filter, and the reason why is if you look at the oil filter sits sideways. So it would just drain back out. If the oil filter set up and down, then yes, you could. It's better because you got to prime it, but this way, it does no good. All right, I'm gonna crank it up and see if it's leaking. Leaking any?
No.
I'll try again. Actually, I'm gonna go and show you this too, man. I'm gonna crank it up, but just listen to the engine. Let's see, earlier it was spitting and sputtering and dropping and popping. What I did though, a good sign to tell, earlier it was skipping and sputtering. All I did was took this off, took the intake hose off, and it ran better. So what that tells you, actually if you look in there and look at it, it has oil in there. Look at this. Come over here, Travis. If you look over here, I'm gonna show this to you too. It actually worked out good for a video. If you look at the fuel, look at the fuel line, you can see the oil inside the fuel line. What I'm gonna do, pull over. Get more air on the bottom, it runs better. But anytime you run the fuel line, what it is spraying oil out of it and putting oil in here. So it's clogging the fuel pump up, and what oil gets up here, it blows it into the mouth of the carburetor. So what you want to do, you always want to run this north and south. That way the oil can drain back down into the crankcase. If not, it'll get in here, clog up the line, then you won't pump no gas. And then when you let it sit there for a second, you'll start pumping and you'll be lost. You'll have no clue what's going on. So always run your crankcase ventilation line north and south, not like this. All right, man, stay tuned, man. We'll post some more.